Hi, this is Tyler Kettle, and this is another reading of In Space, Nowhere Here Clean. Be warned, this is a little bit of crude language, so it was time for a shower, or rather, time to wash himself with a cloth. I headed towards the shower room, which is only a few feet from the exercise room. Pretty sure that is intentional. I entered the shower room, which is a little bigger than an airplane bathroom. At the center of the room, there's a small seat, and beside it, there's a small storage container packed with soap and sponges. Frankly, it's the closest we're going to get to a spa out here. I took off my sweaty clothes and tossed them in the air, letting them float. Hang on, you want to know about this, right? I can assure you this won't be the most interesting of stories. To be fair, it's not like I have a lot more interesting stories to tell. In fact, I feel as if 90% of them I've already told you. I could tell you about fighting space werewolves or traveling through wormholes, but that just wouldn't be true. So I won't do that. You have to find someone else to do that. Fine, let's get the story out of the way. Naked, I wiped the stool with a wipe from the cleaning drawer. To be honest, I'm already not comfortable with the thought that my asshole and everyone else's assholes have touched the same stool. But we do share a toilet, so why should this be any different? I sat down and took out a fresh sponge and a bottle of soap from the cleaning container. You always have to be careful with this part. I wrapped the sponge around the nozzle of the bottle of soap and sprayed it. This way, most of it clings to the sponge. The first time I took my first shower here, I sprayed the soap into the air and picked up the very bits of soap with the sponge. It ended up causing quite a bit of a mess. Clean body with a sponge as I let my mind wander. I thought of Roxanne and her letter, which was still in the clothes that floated above me. Still thought of suicide, but Roxanne seemed to be gaining more ground in my mind. To be honest, I didn't know which one I'd rather think about. Personally, I prefer not to think about either of them. Both were a little painful. If only I could have sat down on that stool and wondered if Peter Jackson would ever make another Lord of the Rings movie. Then somehow my mind moved away as I stared down at my downstairs. I like calling it the front lawn, as I'm sure many guys refer to it as such. Now that I've asked another guy that. Back on Earth, I used to keep it short. For Roxanne, I mean, who wants a mouthful of hair when we're going down on someone, right? But after a few weeks in space, has it become more overgrown than the front lawn of an abandoned house? It's almost a jungle at this point. I can trim it, but what would be the point? I'm the only one who spends time down there, and I don't mind the bushes. That. I don't think you want to know more about that. Back to Roxanne, I feel terrible for how we left things. I didn't leave on the best of terms, and I know that I should tell you about her, you know, but just give me more time. We'll get to it. Back to the cleaning. I finished scrubbing myself and got up, grabbing one of the dry towels out of the one of the nearby cupboard cubbies. Then I dried myself and put my sweaty clothes back on. I could have grabbed a change of clothes from my room, but I decided not to. Why? Because I'm lazy. Fully cleaned and dressed, I left the shower room and floated out into the hallway. I wandered to the dining area, and had a roast dinner from the wall cuisine. It wasn't as good as it sounds. The roast tasted like day old McDonald's meat. The veggies had this odd taste of cardboard to them. Now that I know what cardboard tastes like, but if cardboard had a taste, that would be it. Though they're eating this terrible food and daydream about what sort of food I will have when I get home. I think I would start with a burger followed by shrimp or lobster, maybe some mac and cheese. Geez, I think for a solid week, I'll just eat everything left, right, and center. All my favorite things. Damn, I never thought that I would miss good food this badly. Then I saw Marcus wander into the room. Oh, hey, Marcus. I lowered my fork. Listen, I started to say. With no response, he left the room. Watching him go, I was beyond confused. Did Marcus just give me the cold shoulder? Like, like a mean girl? Did he watch Mean Girls? I didn't know whether to go after him or just finish this meal. Neither option seemed like the best. Figured that I would just leave him. If he doesn't want to talk to me, I should give him space. Fuck. Looking back, I should have gone after him and apologized. I should have, and I fucking didn't. Man, I am a coward as soon as I am with friends. Afterwards, I went back to my room. I'd reached my threshold of dealing with, well, everything. All I wanted was to sit back and do nothing. Feeling, right? In my room, I turned on the TV and looked for something to watch. Now, we don't have Netflix or Apple TV or Samsung TV up here. No. Old TVs are loaded with a multitude of shows and movies. In fact, it's one of the few things that makes this experience somewhat tolerable. The past few nights, I've been watching this show called Firehouse 6 and 9. Some sitcom going on at a firehouse, obviously. In this episode, someone greased the fire pole, enraging Captain Jacobs, who believed the cops from the police station across them were responsible. Meanwhile, one firefighter, Kyle, got himself in a sticky situation involving quick driving cement. As I watched, I floated back and tried to be engaged in the show, but I still felt a letter in my pocket. I received it several hours ago. I took it out and looked at it, then I put it in a cubby and went back to the show. Today had already been a lot. I didn't need a letter telling me what a horrible person I was. My thoughts drifted from the letter and I saw the violin bow next to the TV. Before I knew it, I grabbed it and was holding it in my hands. My attention refocused away from the show. I ran my fingers over the soft strings and plucked it a few times. Then we started to play. Before I started, I made my way through a melody of songs. Some Bach, a little Mozart, a little snippet of Howard Shore and the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. Somehow this held more of my interest than some shitty sitcom. Eventually I slowed down as an idea came to me. Yesterday I've been thinking of this song to show Roxanne when I got back. Something that might fix everything between us, like what they do on sitcoms. Someone shows up and gives this entire speech to a girlfriend, family member, or friend. Sometimes they sing a song. And this is meant to fix everything, make everything go back to what it was. I ran a bow across the violent strings, and the first notes of the song could be heard. I knew that I left and broke your heart. I fled to space when I should have stayed, to be with you and to deal with what I have to deal with. Let me try. Let me try to mend the damage. For I might be an average piece of shit, but you are an angel among angels. And why you picked me, I'll never know. I only hope that you're able to forgive me. Saying these words in my quiet room away from their ears. As sitcom played, I tried to find the right words in my head, the ones that might mend the damage. Although, can I mend the damage? Or did I break something that can't be fixed again? I fear this. I fear that if I return, then Roxanne might not be waiting for me. That she will want nothing to do with me. That she'll found herself a non-piece of shit kind of guy. One that doesn't have a drink problem and actually has a well-developed jawline, not this chubby one that I have. Or she may be willing to forgive me. I don't know. I put my violin and floated back against the wall. I watched as Captain Jacobs found out that it wasn't the cops. It was one of his own guys. Trucker, right? But Kyle did manage to get out of his sticky situation. So, well, it's good, right? For the rest, I watched episode after episode of this. I didn't know why I kept watching it. I knew I didn't like it. Maybe it offered to escape into another world. But I'd rather deal with sitcom issues than my own issues. And if we can get back up here, I don't think being it back up here, I don't think as long as our speech can totally fix everything like they do in sitcoms. In reality, there's no going back to what it used to be. The only way is to move forward and to try to be a better person. I stress to try. Anyway, I think I'm gonna jerk off now. Too much information? Well, I stuck around for the washing part, figured that this bit of information wouldn't be too far. Was I mistaken? No matter. We'll talk more next time. Maybe next time I'll tell you about Roxanne, how you pull off jerking off in space. And it requires a lot of dexterity and finesse. And I under. And that's it for now.